way to do it. Well, good afternoon once again, Rattler Nation. Welcome into the Arizona Rattlers Coaches Show with head coach Kevin Guy. My name is Floyd Simmons. We are headed into the final home date this season for the Arizona Rattlers, and they earned that. They earned that with a first-round playoff victory, and it was a convincing one, 53-14. They took down a quality Duke City Gladiators team in round one of the IFL playoffs here for 2022. That happened this past weekend. That sets up what a matchup it does set up for this coming Saturday evening at the Footprint Center, at the Snake Pit in downtown Phoenix. The Arizona Rattlers are going to take on the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. That Rattlers team, of course, number 1 seeds. And that number 2 team coming in, they're no slouches. They've already beaten the Rattlers once this season. Northern Arizona, the Wranglers coming to town. Naz is on the way in. And let's bring in the head coach. Coach Guy, welcome in. How's it going today?
Doing good. Just getting through the week here, getting ready to roll.
Right on, Coach. Okay, I just want to mention, I want to start right here with 3 words. And these are key words. I think it brings a smile to your face, I think, every time you think about these 3 words. Ready? Home field advantage. That's what you got this weekend.
Yeah, I mean that's what we fought for there at the end of the season to get. We wanted some kind of advantage going into the playoffs, and obviously playing in front of our fan base and the energy that they have does that. But at the end of the day, when you get to these kind of games, you kind of toss out all the records, what happened in the regular season. It really comes down to who's the best team on this day.
Well, Coach, before I dive in and asking you specifically about Northern Arizona, your opponent in the Western Conference Championship game on Saturday, let's go back to your big victory in the opening round of the playoffs. A great start in the first quarter, really on both sides. Duke City came out of the gates playing well, and they scored touchdowns in the first couple of possessions. At the end of that first quarter, a 14-14 game. It was a great game, a neck-and-neck game, and it looked like it was going to stay that way throughout. And then something happened. The Rattlers did something. You did something to get that second quarter underway. You got, as I recall, a quick takeaway, and then the landslide started. Your defense, which is now the number 1 scoring defense in the IFL to match your top-ranked offense. Your defense completely shut down Duke City for the next 3 quarters. They didn't score again. So let's begin there with the great defensive performance by your team. Congratulate you on a great first-round playoff win and ask you, what is it? What happened? What did you do starting that second quarter that really started that landslide?
Well, their first couple of touchdowns, I mean, we had some communication breakdowns, and it had an effect on them scoring. But we felt like we were dialed in all week. We felt like we were going to match up with them pretty good. Like I said, it was back and forth, 14-14. But then once we tightened up those communication issues and got guys on the same page, we played of it. I don't remember what the time was. It was around a minute. I know we had a goal line stand. They had first and goal at the 1. We stopped them for 4 straight plays. We get the ball back. After that, we fumble. And then our defense comes right back on the field, and Dylan Winfrey makes an interception. And then we get the ball and go down and score. And, then we onside kick, go down and score again, 1 play, and then get another stop, another interception. Kyrie Woods made a play, and then, then Lacayo hits a last-second field goal there. So it was a 17-point swing right there in the last minute of the half. And then, to start the second half, they had the ball for 10 minutes. They were 10 seconds shy of having the ball 10 minutes, and our defense stops them. No points after having the ball for 10 minutes. Then we go down and score, and then it was pretty much a wrap after that. I thought our guys came out with some energy, started fast. We had some big plays on them. Our defense played lights out. We had 5 interceptions. I think we had a total of 7 stops on the night. And it was a good first round. So something to build on. And, we've had a pretty good week of practice this week going into this game. the focus is where it needs to be, and let's see what happens.
Well, it's impossible to describe any football game as a perfectly played game because there's too many things that happen, too many offense and defensive opportunities to have a little slip here, a mistake there. You gave up 14 points, so that alone suggests it wasn't a perfect defensive game. However, Coach, you couldn't ask for much more, I don't think. And if perfect is the objective, how close was this game? How close were the Arizona Rattlers to perfection this past Sunday?
Not close at all. I mean, you're just never going to get there as a team, especially when you have an opponent. You know, we played well. We had 2 turnovers on offense. That really aggravates me. You know, at playoff time, to be turning the ball over this time of year. We had 1 fumble and then an interception with Demery when he came in. We got to take care of the ball. It's hard to stop us on 4 downs, and you know, turnovers has been our Achilles heels when we lose games, and we got to make sure we take care of the ball.
You mentioned the 5 interceptions. Well, 4 of those belong to Kyrie Woods. That is an Arizona Rattlers record. 4 interceptions, never been done before. And in a game that likes to throw where the teams throw the ball a lot, it kind of surprises me. We've seen some 3 interception performances in the past couple of seasons, a couple of times, and now 4 interceptions. Pretty special performance and a pretty special night for Kyrie Woods.
Yeah, I think Dylan Winfrey had 1 last year where he had 3 in a game, and then this year we had Kyrie with 4. You know, yeah, when you do things right, and you know the attention to details there, you'll have those opportunities, and Kyrie made the most of them. I mean, he made some really good individual, you know, plays, and you know, he played a very good game. I was very proud of him. He was special the other night, and he, you know, I think the sky's the limit for him. He just keeps building on what he needs to do.
Talk for a moment, if you would, about the goal line stand. Go back to that toward the end of that first half. And that goal line stand was helped by the fact that you were able to successfully challenge a touchdown that was inevitably reversed by the officials, and they put him down at the half-yard line. Then your team was able to stop the Gladiators' offense from that point. Just a well-timed challenge, by the way, Coach. And so I ask you about that, challenges. Is this a moment where you had 100% certainty in your own mind that he did not reach the goal line, or were you kind of rolling the dice right there? Were you taking a chance that I think it might be there? Well, let's go ahead and take a challenge. How did you approach that?
No, I'm standing right there. I knew he didn't get in. I mean, I saw his you know, butt cheek hit the ground before he crossed the goal line, and you know, the reason I challenged, normally you wouldn't challenge in a short yardage situation like that. But it was going to be 4th down. That's number 1. So we had 1 play to stop him. And 2, he had already fumbled a snap. And a lot of shotgun quarterbacks are not used to going under center in those short yardage situations, and they don't ride to center. And, you know, we were submarining at nose. You know, Dylan Falamatu did a great job of getting up under their center. And, you know, the ball popped out again after we challenged and won. The very next play is 4th down. Boom. The ball pops out again, and it's a turnover on down. So, you know, outstanding effort by all 8 guys that were on the field. And we've done it a few times, you know, this year, where we get in some short yardage situations where we've done a good job in those areas.
Yeah, and I think you also did a good job in all 3 phases of the game, right? Offense, defense, special teams was good. It started with the opening kick return by Isaiah Houston, took it all the way to the 5-yard line and really set a tone for, I thought, the rest of the game. And on special teams, you got a rouge with a great kick off the back wall and good coverage by your guys. You get that. And as far as I can remember now, with many opportunities, perfect on the night with points after kicks and a 50-yard field goal as well to close out the first half. Your special teams played lights out.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 50, but he certainly had a long field goal. But you know, we were 100%. First time in a long time on extra points. We hit our field goal. Isaiah Houston opened the game up with a great return. We only had 3 returns. They only scored 14 points, so we only had 3 opportunities to return, and and we got an onside kick. We executed an onside kick to really flip the game there right before halftime, and we got the Rouge to open up the second half. So I thought our special teams play was very good the other night, and that's something that we can build on. When the guys are dialed in, they're pretty good at what they do, and we need to have another night like that on special teams because Naz will onside kick. We know that. We will too. I'm sure they know that. So you may see a chess match this coming Saturday night.
All right, talking with head coach Kevin Guy on the Arizona Rattlers Coaches Show, and the big game in the Western Conference Final. That happens this coming Saturday night. 6:05 is kickoff time at the Footprint Center, the Snake Pit, downtown Phoenix. And Northern Arizona, the Wranglers are coming to town. You have split with them this season, Coach. They beat you once. You beat them once. They are known for their outstanding defense, and their defense is ranked number 2 now. They had been for a while the number 1 scoring defense in the league. Right now, just 0.2, I think, of a point behind the Rattlers after your impressive performance holding the Gladiators to 14 points. So how about the Northern Arizona defense? That seems to me the thing that you have to try to figure out first as you game plan and get ready for a game of this magnitude.
Yeah. They've had a great year. Rob Keefe has done a great job with that unit. They play with his passion, and I'm a big believer players take on the personality of their coach, and Rob coaches with a lot of passion and energy and very sound defense, and they're very fundamentally sound, and they're different than us. I mean, they play a different style of defense than we do, but both teams have really excellent defenses, and I think that Rob's done a great job, with that defense. Offensively for them, Rod Windsor, he was here as a player. He was here as an assistant coach. He's done an outstanding job with that offense. Caleb Barker, rookie quarterback out of Troy University, but he's had an outstanding season. And I'm sure that they're planning on attacking us with empties just like everybody else. So we're ready. We've studied the film and also looked at some things that we feel like they may try to do. And so we're about as prepared as we could be. Now it's up to the players. We got to go out and execute.
Well, how about their quarterback? How about Caleb Barker? This young guy has come in and established himself well. He's a force to be contended with. And I try to figure out, I've seen him play a couple of times now, very impressed by him, and trying to figure out what is it about him that makes him good? What is it that makes him special? Certainly you see the production and the results on the field, but he isn't the most athletic guy, though he's a good athlete. He isn't the biggest guy by any stretch of the imagination, and his arm isn't, I don't think, the best arm in the league, but he does everything kind of so well. He seems like a really tough, gritty competitor. So what is it as you watch film and you break it down and you coached against him a couple of times already? What makes him the quarterback that he is?
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think he's a hell of an athlete. He's an Alabama kid. He's a tough kid. We're from the same parts, and I know how he's wired just because I was raised very similar. He's got a lot of moxie to him. He can make all the throws. He can run with the ball. He's hurt us with his feet. I mean, this last game he rushed for over 100 yards. But I think the biggest thing he brings, to that team is his leadership ability. And just a few times I've had conversations with him. He's impressed me with his leadership skills, how he carries himself, and I think he's had an outstanding rookie season. He's friends with a friend of mine that I played college football with, and they're from the same hometown, so I kind of got the rundown on him early this year when he signed, with Naz, and got to know him a little bit. But outstanding season. I think the sky's the limit for him, but I would say his leadership, he can make all the throws. I think, he has struggled a little bit. He's made some big plays against us, but, from a percentage standpoint, I think he struggled. And I think that's just because of the style of defense that we play. You got to give our guys some credit. I mean, every quarterback we faced, we have their completion percentage has been a lot less than what it normally is. But he's certainly capable of being a championship quarterback. He has all the qualities, and I think when you look at that team, they rally around him, and so that was a great pickup on their part, and he's a good football player. So we're certainly not overlooking him or his capabilities. When you rush for over 100 yards, I wouldn't say he's an average athlete. I mean, he's capable of making plays with his feet and his arm. And when we played him this last time, he had a week or two off before he came back and played that game, and but he looks like he's back in mid-season form now and playoff form. So we know we got our work cut out for us.
Well, I'll give him that credit as an athlete, and he is an impressive quarterback, 100%. There's no doubt about that. I would mainly say that what it felt like when he was rushing for all that yardage in the game at Arizona just a few weeks back is that he was getting that yardage on just toughness and grittiness, and that part for sure. I mean, I believe that he's as tough a guy as I've seen taking snaps in this league in the 2 years that I've been fortunate to cover the Arizona Rattlers. And his play, along with the rest of that team, is going to make this a great game on Saturday night. The Western Conference Championship game is coming up, everybody. So, Coach, give me the key on defense, the key on offense that the Rattlers have to either control an aspect of the game or something you have to execute. What's the one key on either side of the ball you hope to accomplish to be able to get a win against the Wranglers?
Well, number one, we can't turn the ball over. I say that every week, but that's been our Achilles heel. We got to take care of the ball. No fumbles, no interceptions. We need to make sure that we take care of the ball. We got to win the line of scrimmage. They're another player that didn't play against us last time when we played them was Artist, number 9, their defensive lineman, and he's very active, good player. They picked up another receiver that they added to the mix there, number 12. I don't know his name. I'll get to know it, but so they've got some pieces that were out last time that are playing this time. And we're at the time of the year where everybody's dealing with injuries. So, I don't think anybody's looking to make any excuses. Everybody's got injuries, and everybody's got to fight through it and do your best at this time of the year. So it really comes down to team chemistry at this time of the year, taking care of the football, not riding that emotional roller coaster, and attention to detail. And if you do that, then you'll probably put yourself in a position to have a chance to win.
When you get a win like you did this past weekend, 53-14, you blow out a good team, and it's a playoff game. When you get that, you guys obviously have to come away with a lot of confidence, feel good about themselves. But does it make your job as a head coach any more difficult in making sure that they stay focused for the next one, that they take as seriously as they need to the quality of the opponent that remains in front of them?
Yeah, I would say my players are probably tired of hearing me talk this week. So I've been making all my points throughout the week, and I've certainly pushed some buttons and ruffled some feathers. So but I'm not running a popularity contest, and I never have, and I never will. I could care less. I got a job to do, and that's put this team in a position to win. So I know as a coaching staff, we didn't allow these guys to enjoy that win very long. We were right back to work the next morning, and we've came in every day this week, to prepare for this game. And we worked all season to put ourselves in this position. I'd like to see us go finish, but I think this coaching staff has done everything we can possibly do to put our players in a position to go out and execute. And listen, the players are going to decide it on the field. They got to play, and should be a great ball game. You got a 14-3 team playing what were they, 12-4, 13-4. Is what their record is. So one game separates us, and they certainly got. Coach Boss has done a great job with that team, this year, and hired a great staff to work with him, just like we got great coaches here. And, it's going to be it's going to be a chess match. So we got to be dialed in, and everybody's got to be on their A game.
Well, how about you, Coach? You were a little bit under the weather. I mean, you powered through this past weekend. You weren't feeling too well. It came in, a little under the weather the days before the game. Do you feel better now?
I feel better. I mean, it's still lingering a little bit, and that's, the players have probably felt that this week because I'm just aggravated. I can't get rid of it, but it is what it is. You gotta suck it up and move on. And it's that time of the year, and we've been putting the work in, and we've been here since 6 o'clock this morning, and we've been grinding it out. So we've already put in close to 10 hours already today, and we got a few more hours to go. So every day, if you want to win a championship, there's a price to pay, and if you don't win a championship, there's a price to pay with that too. So we certainly have put the work in to try to put our organization in the best possible position to advance.
And then there's the ninth man. No shortage of credit that you give on a week in, week out basis to Rattler Nation and those great fans. What do you need to see from them on Saturday?
Energy, noise. They do a great job. They know what's at stake. So hopefully I don't have to give them a pep talk. I think they know what's needed and what they need to do in the building and create as much chaos as possible. We want to create a nightmare for our opponent, and that starts with Rattler Nation.
Best fans in the IFL?
100%.
No doubt about it.
Second to
All right, Coach. Coach, good stuff. Good luck. Great game coming up this weekend with Northern Arizona, no doubt. Best wishes to you and the team. I know you've got a couple of days left for preparation, and hope everybody stays healthy and ready to go on Saturday, Coach.
You got it, Floyd. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You got it. All right, folks, the Arizona Rattlers Coaches Show. I believe we'll do it one more time next week in the lead up to the championship game, whether or not the Rattlers do advance. We would certainly want to have a wrap up here. And the Rattlers have to beat Northern Arizona to get to that point, to the championship game, August 13th in Vegas. This game this week, all the marbles in the Western Conference. It's the championship game. Number one, Arizona taking on number two, Northern Arizona. The Wranglers coming to town, coming to the Stake Pit. And the kickoff is at 6:05 on Saturday. Until next time, folks, for Coach Kevin Guy, I'm Floyd Simmons, and we will see you on the next Arizona Rattlers Coaches Show. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.
Our guys figured out a way to do it.